This guy offered to buy it right now too. Awesome. When I was filming this with the doors open, 2 people asked me if I was selling this. I'm just enjoying the tracker today, getting a bite to eat. You don't need a $50,000 or more expensive vehicle to enjoy this hobby. If you take something like this to a car show, people are going to talk to you. You don't look like a snob, like an exotic car owner. This will spark up some memories with people, and certain people who are new to this hobby are going to ask you, what is that thing? With the way the economy is in 2024, job prospects, more and more young people are not getting into cars, and that makes me sad. This is what a 1963 C2 split window Corvette goes for in 2024. $240,000, 50,000 miles on this one. I've made a couple of videos about the Aztek the last couple of weeks, and it picked up new subscribers, so let's go ahead and talk about it some more. This is the vehicle I'm thinking about when it comes to this particular topic. Maybe some youngsters are deterred from getting into this hobby because things are so expensive now, but for just under $5,000 you could afford something very unique and nice. You don't need to be wealthy to get into this. You take this to a car show, it's polarizing and people will talk to you. It's not like driving an exotic car. You know, people will think you're just a rich snob. No, people will talk to you if you drive this. So let's go ahead and look at some pictures. 120,000 miles on this for, like I said, under $5,000. When these came out in 2001, automotive journalists bashed this thing. They didn't like it at all. And I always told myself, this is going to be a cult classic someday, like the AMC Pacer, AMC Gremlin. 2024, it hasn't happened yet, but I think it's time. I want to see someone young pick this thing up and really take care of it. Look how nice this thing is. Even though these weren't well liked when they came out, there were people that did like them and took good care of them. This one's well taken care of. It looks brand new for $5,000. If I had $5,000 in my pocket, I would buy this right now. Look how nice this one is. So it's not a piece of junk, and it's a 2000. I think this one's like a 2003. I'll look at it again. But here's a good thing about this thing. Oh, a tent. It was doing Tesla Cybertruck stuff in 2001. The Tesla Cybertruck is getting all kinds of hype right now. This did Cybertruck stuff more than 20 years sooner. So yeah, Pontiac Aztek. And the good thing about this thing, it's a GM. It's a General Motors vehicle. It shares parts with 10 other vehicles, so parts are always going to be easy to get. Maybe some of the exterior panels are going to be a little tricky, but the maintenance stuff, plenty available. That C2 Corvette is from the 1960s. Here's a car from the 1970s. Not a sports car, just an economy car. This would be a Hyundai Accent in the 1970s. Something like this was about $5,000 10 years ago. Look how much it cost in 2024. You never know when the market's gonna change. I bought this 2 years ago when these were at the height of their value. My friend Tommy is Tommy. He has one nicer than mine. His is a 98 and he only paid $5,000, I believe, for his. So being a car guy, when I bought this, I wanted the nicest one I could find and I could afford. So no cracks in the dashboard, no tears in the seat. I wanted a manual transmission, and these have a manual transfer case. These never had a push button. So overall, high 7s, low 8s in overall condition. And of course I did little things like I added this decal. These came as an option from the factory, so of course I had to track down a Repro decal. It completes the look. Honda Element. This is a vehicle that gets more popular as it gets older, as it's been out of production, and they're not too expensive yet. This one's just under $8,000, 160,000 miles, so $3,000 more than the Aztek and 40 more thousand miles. So I'm friends with people who run Honda Element meets, and people are fanatics about this thing. And the reason why I'm talking about the Element and the Aztec first is because not only is it a unique vehicle, but it's also something you could go camping in. And that's what I want to see everyone get into. Get into camping, get out of your comfort zone, get out, enjoy nature. So that's why the Aztec is basically, it was made before this thing. The Aztec came first. It's just not getting the love like the Element is now. Look up Honda Element meets. They're huge. But yeah, here's another one. $8,000. Get yourself a unique ride. There's a saying, you are what you drive. I don't know what driving a 1992 Geo Tracker says about me. Maybe it says I'm a little sick in the head. But hopefully with today's video, it'll inspire someone in their teens, early 20s to get into this hobby. In today's society, people like to flex on others with a very expensive car, but you don't need something expensive to get into this hobby. This 32-year-old vehicle right here, paid $7,000 for it. That guy right there offered to buy it right now. The universe provided. I was actually going to talk about these Mustangs as a nice potential collector's car. If you want a straight up muscle car, V8, rear wheel drive with a manual transmission, inexpensive, look at the 05 to 2010 Mustang GT. The Coyotes or the Mustang, everyone wants the 5.0 with 400 plus horsepower. The 05 to 2010s, they have 300 horsepower. But you know what's never going to be outdated? The V8 soundtrack. This one's $13,000, 80,000 miles. You could get these for under 10 grand. There's plenty of them. And I think this looks better. I think the first retro redesigned Mustang looks the best out of all of them. So there you go. V8 rear wheel drive muscle car with the stick. And it looks sharp. I think it's aging the best out of all the Mustangs. Since I have one of these, I'm going to recommend one. I have a 2015. This is a 2013 for sale for $7,000, 160,000 miles. My 2015 only has 56,000 miles on it. But this is a vehicle I bought in 2018. So in 2018, it was only 3 years old. Now in 2015, this body style is more than 10 years old now. So this is becoming kind of a retro car now also. But yeah, the lower miles you buy one, the more expensive it's gonna be. But entry level price on this one, 7 grand. And man, it's already 10 years old. Time flies. I bought this car so I could have a modern car. It's not so modern anymore, but it's a pocket rocket hatchback with the turbo, manual transmission. And you know, I just showed you guys that retro redesigned Mustang. This is a retro designed car, retro inspired designed car. So there you go. There's a couple of cars for you to look at in the $10,000 or less range. I want to see more of Gen Z get into this hobby. So if anyone Gen Z is watching this video right now, let me know in the comments. I hope it inspires someone out there to get into this great hobby. Headed to work now. This car makes every drive to work a lot of fun. Rolling in a 1992 Geo Tracker in 2024. Some people might find this sick in the head to clean up some patina on a 32-year-old Geo Tracker. I'm gonna use some Plasti Dip to clean this up. Looks a lot better. When I was sitting here, my eyes were gravitating towards the rust. Now it's gone. Wiper arms, that's fine. That's easily replaceable when I need new wipers. It's just a cool little truck. I know it's all about Jeeps and Tacomas, but I wanted an off-roader that was a little bit different, and I could tow this behind my van. Original seat and enough room for an electric scooter.